I want to walk you through a few examples of great storytelling for PR. Now, a lot of these examples are going to be from large brands, national or international brands. However, there are key lessons here that are definitely applicable for small businesses. So let's start first with this example on Facebook from Johnny Walker. Now, this is actually an advertisement, but there are aspects of this that make it very media useful in terms of PR and probably did garner a lot of PR attention. So there's a lot going on here. First, we have this concert. So the fact that we have a concert leveraging somebody who's famous means that it is both newsworthy and has wide applicability because celebrities have wide reach. Now we have another thing going on here. Step into the metaverse. So the metaverse is a big trend, a macro trend that's happening, kind of like AI. And that kind of trend is something we can piggyback off of for PR purposes. And we have another thing. We have a giveaway to win VIP access to the concert as well as VR headsets. So what Johnny Walker's doing is they're basically taking a lot of PR juice, celebrity, concert news, uh, trend, giveaway, and they're throwing it all in the kitchen sink into one bundled PR pitch, which is also being amplified with advertisements. Now, I'm going to talk later when we talk about scaling the third S of the 3S framework and how we use advertising to amplify. But before we do that, let's continue with some more stories here. So we have this on core, an example from McDonald's, where McDonald's sends a letter and some free stuff to a hospital. Now, why would they do that? Does one customer in the hospital really matter that much to McDonald's, or is McDonald's really just that good that they want to do a great thing? Probably what they're thinking is PR benefit, assuming this is a genuine story. So this is a feel good story that's being spread through Quora, probably through Reddit and through the news as well, about McDonald's contribution to the sick person. Now, I don't want to devalue this if it really was just pure intentions, but my point is that doing good and helping others is also something that can benefit you from a PR perspective. So it's something that can work for your startup as well. Similarly, you can leverage what Johnny Walker, an international brand, has done by piggybacking with an influencer, maybe a mid-tier influencer if you can't afford a big one, and piggybacking off a major trend like the metaverse or Bitcoin or something like that. All right, so another example, we have the Public Transit Authority in Vancouver, Canada, showing off this bus that's super colorful, and they're calling it a party bus. Now, something like this seems like a waste of money. Why would you create one bus that looks crazy? Well, because it generates a lot of PR. It's going to get a lot of attention, and that's the reason that you would do that. Another example, we have Shopify's PR here, where they're talking about the Shopify mafia, where they're talking about specific entrepreneurs and how they launch their own companies. Now, this could have been just a boring story. Oh, how four people started e-commerce businesses, but instead they've created an angle. They pitched it as this little branded thing, the Shopify mafia. Now, an example like this, you're not Shopify, you're not WooCommerce, so it's hard to get that kind of attention. But what you could do is piggyback off Shopify brand. So if you're an e-commerce seller and you sell on Shopify, well, work with Shopify's PR to get wider reach, to get featured in Business Insider. You can be one of these people that they feature. Even being featured in the Shopify blog itself might be enough PR for your small business. And going with an angle like Shopify Mafia or some unique story about how you helped a little kid by selling your e-commerce product, like that sort of stuff is just great for storytelling. All right, another example we have here is Zellers. So Zellers is this old brand that was popular in the early 90s, maybe 80s, and this person got a Zellers tattoo, which is a very interesting story for PR attention. And we've also heard stories about Harley Davidson and how people get it tattooed onto their skin. If you read the book by Byron Sharp called How Brands Grow, what we learn is that these crazy fanatics who do things like this really don't matter financially. So when Harley Davidson and brand is associated with these hardcore bikers who are wearing hardcore leather, they're not highly educated. Maybe they're involved in some rough and tumble behavior. That's really not the customer base for Harley Davidson at large. But what these anecdotes are is great PR stories. It's really a PR play. It's not a marketing strategy play. In marketing strategy, you're deciding who's the target audience. But with PR strategy, it's really about taking anecdotes and blowing them up in a lot of cases. And that's what's happening here with Zellers and Harley Davidson. You have extremists that are great for PR storytelling. All right, a last example we have here is from a renowned Tim Hortons brand that's being featured in the Daily Hive Vancouver, and it's basically just a list, a ranking of their top donuts. So this kind of ranking that's it's going to consistently keep your brand top of mind, and it is also going to be controversial. So earlier we talked about how you should have a strong point of view and you should say something that is divisive or at least makes people reject what you're saying or support what you're saying, and one of those would be a ranking of best to worst products or worst to best.